Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 10th of December. So, before I get cracking on to the data itself, a few things this morning then. It looks like it's going to be a no-deal Brexit by all intents and purposes, although the conversations are going to be running on until we run into Sunday. So we just need to watch out. Something may happen before then, but it's very unlikely. But Sunday is now the deadline that's been given, although there's suggestions that even that might be broken. So data out this this week even. Today mostly actually. Sorry, we've got the economic summit, we've got the ECB meeting, so that's quite key. Just to watch for. Okay, technicals then, starting off with the euro dollar. Euro broke down, popped in, put a slightly lower high actually. It popped in on the lower time frames here yesterday, and it's been confirmed broken into its back into its monthly R1, into its weekly pivot there finally. I'm just looking for this to be hit. It's finally been hit. Looking like we could be. It's looking soft where it is at the moment. The euro, it's put in a bear flag here, starting to break down on that, but just getting a bit of a bounce pre 8 o'clock. Maybe if we see a break, there we go. If we get a break of the trend that's running across the lows there, it may signify further downside. It's going to be an awkward one, I reckon, on the euro today with that summit and the with the ECB out later as well. May be quite slow. Talking of slow, another market which well, we're seeing the trend. It's eventually sort of moving back below its mean here on cable. The pound dollar is starting to look like it's going to the no deal is going to be sort of working its way into the pound a bit more maybe, but certainly softening off at the moment. For me, really looking for retracements. Maybe sell into any retracement this morning, but we'll see how this goes. Again, it could be a slow one, but I just think there's sufficient data and comments coming out there to think, well, a no deal's on, and may as well jump on the bandwagon at some stage. But I do need a retracement to sell into on a bit of a discount on that. Dollar yen. Just looking through the dollar yen here. So dollar yen, we're seeing this sort of push back up there, so it seems like it's the yen's not sort of gaining too much here either. Normally when we got risk off, we would see the money run to the yen. Well, it's not running to the yen, and we're seeing the yen pushing up and looking well. I've talked about it actually last few days. There's this sort of range. It's sitting in 104.76. And it looks like it could be heading up towards that daily 50 may just spoil things a little bit there. Beyond that, we've got not a lot. So I'm just looking actually at that tie in perfectly on the weekly R1. If we run into those highs there again, and maybe we'll find a bit of a stalling at that stage at least, or retracement. Okay, so that's the dollar yen. Nothing else there actually. It's not even diverging at the moment. I was looking to see if it was diverging. There's no divergence there at the moment. Aussie dollar. So the Aussie dollars, again, we've seen the commodity currencies doing okay out of this really. It sold off yesterday towards the later part of the day there, but we've seen a bounce through the Asian session again here, and well, it's holding up okay. It's been a bit of a messy old picture, but just bounced off of 60-minute 21. It could go in and there and double top this morning. Possibly that might in itself be its resistance point, and make it a bit more of a retrace off that. Not really wanting to go against this market, which it really is trading up pretty strongly there on the Aussie. Looking at the Aussie, might as well look at the New Zealand dollar, which is also has been having a decent time. Actually, it didn't gain back anything yesterday afternoon. It just did roll over there, and it's actually although it's not quite, it looked like it confirmed lower high, but it's not far off it. If it breaks this level of 0.7, it will look a bit softer. Why it's taken a bit more of a beating there, I'm not sure, but as I say, well, whenever this generally happens, I tend to look for opportunities, and will potentially, it may just get another buy opportunity coming back into this to be trading it back to the highs. Never loads of pips, but the risk's not big either, so may give us an opportunity later. So New Zealand dollar with Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar is still in this consolidation phase. It was there yesterday. Nothing's really changed here. It pitched up yesterday back towards the prior high there. It's sold off since through the Asian session here. Not particularly looking like it's going to go anywhere. Maybe if we see further selling this morning, we'll come back towards those lows. Whether it'll break those at some stage, it may well break those lows. I was talking about them yesterday, and well, it literally got back into those lows eventually and took quite a bounce. It seems as there's plenty of support at that level. So if he was to be shorting it, it may be at least a target. Okay, that's a Canadian dollar. Aside of that, then let's have a look at oil briefly. Then just going to have a quick look. Okay, it's a mess. You can see a whipsawy old mess sitting on here. Just bring it out to the dailies here. It's choppy as anything. It is holding up quite well overall from a daily perspective, sitting around that sort of 45 and a half mark. Not really doing too much. It's been like this for last week. It's pretty much the same, and this week it's one hell of a mess. If anything, looking a tad soft as I'm going to reviewing this at the moment, just giving us a bit more of a soft 4 hourly, but it's choppy. It's a mess. Probably best avoided trying to trade that at this stage. Gold. Just looking at gold then. Gold. There was discussions of quite more outflows going through in the exchange traded funds on gold, suggesting traders are moving away from gold somewhat, and that in itself often leads to trends of downside. Well, we're seeing that sort of trend not really change too much. We saw this sort of rally running it actually into yesterday, even pushed up a little bit there, but sell off. Sorry, yesterday, that was Tuesday. Wednesday, we've seen this sell-off, and it's looking quite soft at the moment. Weekly pivot below could still well be a target there, and maybe even further. So gold looking a bit more soft there. Aside of S&Ps, let's a quick look at the S&Ps then to finish off with. Any questions? Fire them away, by the way. Bearish engulfing on the S&Ps there yesterday. Ooh, first time. It's pretty much like a key reversal, but once again it's made a new high. But it seems that whatever happens here, it makes new highs. It's come down and caught the weekly pivot, so we've seen a weekly pivot hit on quite a few of these markets, running through. Okay, support into that weekly pivot at the moment. Maybe it'll get a bounce off that later. I find it difficult to be really bearish on this market, because every time anything happens, it seems to get the upside of things. So daily pivot above, maybe a break of the trend this morning. We could see it running in towards that at least, maybe even further. But there we are. That's it for me on the markets this morning. I will leave you to it. Have a great day. Bye for now. Right, that's that done.